country here at home in Virginia Tech.
Yeah, we see Maliyah Johnson and Kitley talking to each other right now, waiting for the tip to set up. She's telling her, take it easy on me. You got 6 inches on me. Let me have this one.
Maliyah Johnson, 6 feet even, and Elizabeth Kitley, as we'll surely mention and notice throughout tonight, is 6'6". The starting center for Virginia Tech, leading the Hokie lineup along with point guard Georgia Amoore, Kayla King, Kayana Traylor, and Taylor Soule. And quickly, a 3-ball from Amoore. And Sarah, that's just about deja vu from what we saw in shoot-around today. The Panthers starting 5, one they've started to settle into as of late. Marley Washenitz will be running the point. We told you about Amber Brown. They're joined by Maliyah King, Maliyah Johnson, and freshman Avery Strickland.
See early on here the matchup between King and Kitley, which we're going to watch all night. Like we said, 6-inch difference there, and Kitley getting the best of her there, but we hope to see, Maliyah too finish some of those baskets later on in the game.
Told you about Amber Brown, but Maliyah King has been super important for the Panthers as well, averaging 11.4 points per game on the season. Amoore drives, the contested runner is off the mark, and the rebound tracked down by Amber Brown, who averages just over 5 boards per game for the Panthers. Mentioned Strickland, a freshman. Marley Washenitz, also a freshman for Pittsburgh. They're hoping that those two are a big part of their future.
Yeah, it's nice seeing them, each of them getting, I think, their 7th start today and a lot of playing time. And it was the highest ranked recruiting class coming into the year for Lance White. So it's great to see them get some time in ACC play.
Easy rebound for Elizabeth Kitley and easy putback. And the board just fell right into her arms. She puts it back up for the 2, her first points of the night. Here's Strickland off the window and in, and the Panthers are on the board for the first time. Avery Strickland, she's averaging 5.5 in her first season at Pitt. Amoore finds an open Soule. They pass one more to the corner.
Yeah, interesting to see here Pitt in that 2-3 defense, which is something that Louisville switched to in their last game against Virginia Tech. Kitley dominated in that first quarter. They switched to a matchup 2-3 zone, and that seemed to slow her down a little bit, so it's nice to see Pitt coming out in that.
And Kitley dominating again tonight early. Kitley already with 4 points and 4 rebounds. We haven't even played 3 minutes yet.
Yeah, you see there, just unstoppable, no one picking her up in the key. Easy rebound for Kitley in the putback.
You see Brown, Maliyah King in the area. Brown at 6 feet as well as King, and only so much you can do. We talked about that advantage height-wise of a half a foot, and there it is again for Kitley. The easy jumper from just outside the paint. Already 6 points for the superstar for the Hokies.
That's what I mean, Jason. It's not just the easy rebounds and putbacks in the key. She can just pull that mid-range jumper and make it look easy when, she has 6 inches over everyone else on the court.
Strickland getting hot early, though, for the Panthers. She's got all 5 of their points. Avery Strickland, a player that the Panthers know can shoot the 3, just a matter of getting her in rhythm. Just under 30% on the year from beyond the arc. Lance White wanted a Kitley travel but didn't get it. Hokies continue their operation. 6 seconds left on the timer. Amoore baseline over to the corner. 3-ball from King is too short, but an impressive rebound from Soule. Traylor's 3 off the mark. Soule once again tracks down the offensive board.
Yeah, Taylor Soule's pretty dominant under there. She's a strong build and can go up there and get those rebounds. Couldn't put the finish back in.
Amy Hayford coming off the bench along with Gabby Hutcherson for Pitt. So those are the first 2 substitutions for the Panthers. Kenny Brooks in his 7th season at Virginia Tech, and so much success that he has had with the Hokies. 18 straight winning seasons, was previously the head coach at James Madison. And Sarah, what impresses me most about him is that Virginia Tech And this was a surprise to me. They had never had a winning record in ACC play until the arrival of Kenny Brooks. And here in year 7, he gets them at one point all the way up to number 6 in the AP Top 25.
Yeah, number 6 in the AP Top 25 back in early December. That was their highest ranking in program history. And your point, Jason, they've had 6 consecutive winning seasons here at Virginia Tech. This will be their 7th. And it's just, so you think automatically Virginia Tech, this strong team, but he totally changed this program around.
And we left shoot around, and you said he seems like a coach you would want to suit up and play for.
I was ready to get out on that court and play for him. Just, he likes to keep it even for this team, but he's not afraid, to get in their face and make them know what they did wrong. But I think that's the key to this team because they have great team chemistry, and a lot of that stems from the work of Kenny Brooks. We see Ashley Owusu check into the game, her first time playing since that December 1st game versus Nebraska. She had broke her pinky, had surgery on the 6th, but she's back out there today.
Yeah, as you noted, missed her last 10 games, but a key contributor for Virginia Tech. The transfer coming over from Maryland was All-America honorable mention for the Terps a season ago. So a key piece added back into the mix for Virginia Tech. Panthers stepping up defensively. The Hokies have missed their last 5 from the field now.
Yeah, I will say they're definitely crashing the boards. I think on that rebound, Liz Kitley had 4 girls on her. So it's nice to see Pitt see where the need is and crash those boards.
Also, we'll note Cynthia Azeza into the game for Pitt. She hasn't played since November. Now back into the contest for the Panthers here. And they can use all the size that they can get. Azeza at 6'2". Important to have her on the floor, especially tonight. She hauls in the rebound. Just over 4.5 to go first quarter. Virginia Tech now with a scoring drought of about 3 minutes.
Yeah, and we've seen this all season with this Pitt team. They play really strong in the first half, both offensively and defensively. They were up their last game against Louisville by 10 at the half. Didn't turn out how they wanted in the second half, but this Pitt team is getting off to good starts all season.
There is Owusu looking for her first bucket since the injury. Couldn't get it there. Good effort by Kitley, but the Panthers able to keep possession and head the other direction. Strickland drives, beats Owusu, lays it off the glass and in. Avery Strickland with all 7 of Pitt's points. We're nearly 7 minutes into this game.
It's great to see Strickland find her stride, and like you said, Jason, earlier, it's key with consistency for her. Obviously, she's a freshman getting used to ACC play, so it's nice to see her start to make an impact for this Pitt team.
And the Hokies respond, and it is Ashley Owusu, the senior from the state of Virginia, with her first points since the return from injury here tonight.
Yeah, and that's definitely what this Virginia Tech team's been missing from the three-point line is Ashley Owusu. Last year shooting 41%. You have that player back. Now you have 2 All-Americans on the court.
On the other end, Amy Hayford draws the foul, gets the bucket. Panthers down 3.
Fear. It's in our nature. It defines who we become. Run, and it will chase you to the ends of the world. Fight, and it will reveal your true potential. The choice is yours.
Rated M for mature.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you, so you can do not taxes. Intuit TurboTax, 100% expert guaranteed.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets. All for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. BK, have it your way.
I'm a screen-addicted tween. And if I'm not posting on
social media,
I don't feel seen. Hey, Mom, look. Mom? Oh, my God, Mom, you gotta look at this.
Nope. Keeping my eyes on the road is paying off with DriveWise. Post about that.
Boring. Oh, say cheese.
No, thank you.
Unblock me.
Stop.
That was awesome. Hey, once you're at, I'll tag you. Get DriveWise from Allstate and save 40% for avoiding mayhem, like me.
Give your business an advantage right now with nationwide 5G from T-Mobile for Business. Unlock new insights and efficiency with leading ultra-capacity 5G coverage. T-Mobile for Business has 5G that's ready right now.
And a nice winning number, 43.
43? We won! Yes!
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. When you gotta get it done, just one sheet is all you need. Because one sheet of Bounty absorbs more than theirs, so you can use less.
I'll hold on to that.
Get the job done with what? Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Kenny Brooks in Virginia Tech with a 3-point lead early here in Pittsburgh. 2 NCAA tournament trips for Brooks and the Hokies over the last 2 seasons. And last year, 23-10 record in the regular season, had a sensational year from Elizabeth Kitley. Kitley dropped 42 points in their first round game of the tournament against 12-seed Florida Gulf Coast, but got upset in round 1. But as we talked about earlier, Sarah, this Virginia Tech team, the best that Kenny Brooks has ever had.
Yeah, and it's a team that, like you said before Kenny Brooks was here, not a lot of tournament experience. So, and you're looking at this squad now that has 9 seniors, most of which have had 4+ seasons now with COVID and the extra year of eligibility. So it's just a team that this year make the tournament. I don't know if we're going to see another first round upset.
Well, and if you think Elizabeth Kitley cares one bit about the fact that she had 42 points in that game, you're incorrect. They made it very clear today that she cares about one thing, and that's winning basketball games.
Yeah, obviously she's racking up ACC Player of the Year last year, preseason Player of the Year, Wooden watch list. She's on a lot of watch lists this year, but Coach said she doesn't even care about any of that. Doesn't know where she's at in the program records. All her trophies sit in Coach Kenny Brooks' office, as do most of the teams. She's just an unselfish player and a hard worker, as Kenny said, the hardest worker out there on the court.
Yeah, Kenny said he's building quite a collection of trophies in his office that really aren't even his, because he's instituted that culture with this program where it's not about individual success or trophies. It's about winning games, and Virginia Tech has done that successfully this year. They were perfect in non-conference play. Now 4-3 in the ACC, but off to an excellent start.
Yeah, and you're talking about an ACC conference that has 6 teams in the AP Top 25. So it's not an easy conference to go undefeated, and obviously Duke's 16-1 overall. But you look at this Virginia Tech squad, started that season 10-0. They're averaging roughly 79 points still right now. You know, some bad road losses, but still making an impact this year, number 12 in the country.
You see the losses on the road at Clemson in Miami, and in addition to that, against number 5 Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, a top 10 team at the time. So 2 road ACC losses, 1 against a top 5 team in the country. Obviously, you want to win them all, but if you were to lose a few, you can understand in this type of conference why those losses would come.
Yeah, and they see Duke here in 2 games on the road. Obviously, Duke 16-1 in the conference, and that'll be definitely a key game for this Virginia Tech squad.
So for now, they've got a 3-point lead over Pitt as Elizabeth Kitley, the star, checks back into the game. 6 points in 7 minutes to go along with 5 rebounds. Well, Sarah, she's on pace right now to have a double-double at halftime. So
not unlike her.
No.
She's very close to breaking the program record, I believe, coming into today. 9 field goals away from being the all-time leader in field goals for the Virginia Tech program. And, but she doesn't care about any of that stuff. You see her going to the foul line here, trying to rack up some more points. But as long as her team wins in the end, she doesn't care what the box score looks like.
She will head to the line. Kitley averaging 18.5 points a game on the season, leads the conference in blocks, rebounds, double-doubles, just about everything that you want in a big. And her parents are here as well. Virginia Tech said that they make the trip to just about every single game. Kitley is from Summerfield, North Carolina, and the parents are just about the most passionate Hokie fans you'll see.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of plane rides for them. They do a lot of driving to all these games, drove all the way from North Carolina, and they're definitely the team parents for this squad. Back during COVID times when Georgia Amoore couldn't go back to Australia, the Kitleys had her in their home and kept her for basically about a year until she could return back to Australia and visit her family. So definitely great to see supportive parents in attendance, and I know Elizabeth Kitley feels that too.
Kitley and Amoore are now roommates for Virginia Tech. So obviously you see the chemistry on the court, and you probably know where it comes from as well. Lived together, as you mentioned, during COVID in North Carolina and now on campus in Blacksburg. Panthers trying to hang in this one, down by 4, almost towards the end of the first quarter here in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Ashley Owusu checking back into this game, again, making her first appearance since injuring her pinky 10 games ago as Washenitz comes up with a steal. Yeah,
huge steal there for Marley against 6'6" Elizabeth Kitley, and a nice pass there, dish to King. Unfortunately, they couldn't convert.
Virginia Tech quickly the other way, well defended by Washenitz. Soule gets the offensive rebound. Virginia Tech dominant in the offensive boards category so far tonight. That is their 6th of the game.
Yeah, and Taylor Soule, like I said earlier, she's a force under that basket. Strong presence, experienced leader. And we talked to Coach early on, and he said that she's the voice on this court. She's, as much as Georgia Amoore is the leader, she's the one you're going to hear a lot. In fact, hear a little bit too much the other game. She got a technical foul against Louisville, but it's nice to see someone out there talking, calling the switches, and a real leader for the squad.
Acrobatic finish there from Washenitz to get the lead back to 4. Virginia Tech can hold for 1 here at the end of the first if they choose to do so. Pittsburgh using all their options tonight. Already 10 players have entered the game for Pitt.
Yeah, not surprising for Pitt. That's something that we've seen all season with this squad. 8 different starting lineups. Finally has had a consistent one the past couple games, but getting a lot of players' minutes.
Here's Traylor. Steps back beyond the arc. Too strong offensive rebound. And can't get second chance basket. We've got a good one here in Pittsburgh so far. 17-13 Hokies after 1.
34% from the 3. So it's nice to see these freshmen get some time and gives promise for this Pitt program in the future.
Strickland 1 of 2 from 3-point range tonight, and Aislinn Malcolm 44% from 3 on the season. So as you noted, improving that shooting from beyond the arc. Marley Washenitz appears to be a great option for point guard in the next few years for this program, and it's fun to see them out there together.
Yeah, she took that starting job, kind of we've seen the last couple games from Daishanette Harris, who's been, you know, the strong leader for this Pitt squad over her time here and still getting some minutes, still making an impact. But Lance White recognizing that, you know, this season may not be going as they have hoped. Let's get some freshmen out there. Let's get Marley some time and really get her used to ACC play.
So Cynthia Azeza at the line. She makes the first, brings the margin to 3. Panthers on a 5-game losing streak right now.
Yeah, ultimately not what they wanted, of course, being 0-6 in the ACC play. But a lot of those losses have been close. This Pitt team is a very scrappy team. They play good defense. That's kept them in a lot of games. Just finishing games, that's been their struggle the past couple games in ACC play. Off to a great start, 2-point game here versus Virginia Tech. Hopefully they can keep this up into the second half.
They started the season 5-0, went on to lose 10 of their next 12 games. So trying to get back in the groove. Cynthia Azeza will help with the rejection there. 2-point game. Panthers have a chance now to tie or take the lead early second quarter.
Yeah, and that's not something we see often by Georgia Amoore. She's usually, Coach Brooks said, she's pass happy. She wants to get other people scoring opportunities, wants to get other people the ball. And you see here, she takes the ball to the hoop, but just can't get past Ezeiza there. 6'2" forward.
Yeah, we talk about the size advantage for Elizabeth Kitley in Virginia Tech. Well, Georgia Amoore at 5'6", and Ezeiza, as you said, 6'2". So the Panthers winning that size battle.
Yeah, Lance recognizing he has to get some height out there to compete with this Virginia Tech team, who has a lot of height on their team. 9 players, including some guards, over 6 foot. Definitely a hard competition.
Turnovers at 3 apiece. Strickland with 10 on the shot clock. Looking for an option, finds one in Washington's. Amoore defending Washington's, uses a screen. Takes her lefty jump shot, but too strong.
Good shot there by Marley. Way to go on the Pitt offense for being patient there, waiting to find their shot. Just couldn't put it in the hoop.
So the Panthers stalling this Virginia Tech offense a little bit. They came out really hot in the first few minutes of the first quarter, but finding ways to stall the Hokies. Here's a 3 from King. 2 short rebounds. Soule out to Traylor.
Soule's just been outstanding on that offensive glass tonight.
For Taylor Soule, she is now up to 5 rebounds. Kitley as well with 5. The Hokies leading the rebounding category 15-9 at the moment.
And coming into this game, you know, Pitt, rebounding has kind of been the storyline for this team under Lance White since he's taken the team over. Definitely improved in that category. And like I said, not a lot of height with this Pitt team, but all 5 players crash the board. All 5 players are contributing, and we see them competing.
Sarah, it's been interesting to watch this battle down low between Taylor Soule and Cynthia Ezeiza. And we mentioned Ezeiza hasn't played in a while, so I have to think when Virginia Tech was scouting, they probably didn't see much of her, but she's come in, she's made an impact for Pitt, and really battling with Soule and Kitley a little bit as well down low.
Yeah, for sure. She's got nice size there, and just not afraid to get in there and bang the boards with players like Soule and Kitley. And like you mentioned, hasn't played since November, but clearly she's stayed in shape. She's stayed focused and making an impact here today.
So Taylor Soule at the line. She's a 73% shooter on the season, makes the first. And let's get one more look at this physical play in the paint.
Yeah, great job there by Ezeiza. Obviously, you got the foul call there, got a little bit of a wrist, but, you know, stopping her from taking that lane to the hoop, I'll take the 2 points there rather than an and one.
And one of the challenges for Ezeiza in her Pitt career has been staying out of foul trouble, so she picks up 2 in the first half here. Imagine she'll likely sit the majority, if not all, of the remainder of this quarter.
Yeah, so we're looking for Hutcherson here, you know, to maybe step up, try and bang some of those boards. I know she typically kind of likes to stay out in the guard position, but we'll hope to see if she can pick up the slack from Ezeiza being on the ground, on the bench.
So Maliyah Johnson with the 2 for Pitt. Johnson, another one of the Panthers' big contributors this season, averaging up near 9 points a game, coming off 15 on Sunday against Clemson for Maliyah Johnson. Here's Georgia Amoore. Been a while since the Hokies knocked down a 3. That one was too strong. Hokies now 2 of 10 from long range tonight. Brown with speed, drives, contact, but no call. Amoore the rebound, pushes the other way.
Both teams picking up the pace a little bit, playing some tempo basketball. Like to see the transition work here, and Kitley makes a nice, easy jumper.
She just makes it look so easy.
She does. You know, like I said, not only when you get it to her in the paint, but she can shoot anywhere in the key, and she can shoot that mid-range jumper, which for a 6'6" forward is huge.
9 points for Kitley, 5 boards for the senior. Brown heads over to the left side of the basket and grabs the rebound, was fouled on the effort.
Yeah, you see the nice little jumper there from Maliyah Johnson, really making an impact in her sophomore season here at Pitt. And like we said, Kitley just makes that mid-range jumper look easy.
So Amber Brown will head to the line. We talked about her in the open. Had 10 points Sunday against Clemson. Has scored in double figures in 6 consecutive games. And on the season, Brown a 75% foul shooter.
Yeah, and shooting 54% on the season. That's good for 4th in the ACC, leads this team. So Amber Brown pretty consistent when the ball's in her hands.
She's in her senior year, has had an outstanding career in the Pitt uniform, even back to her freshman season when she led all ACC freshmen in rebounding, and now 4 years later has yet to miss a game, started every game of her Pitt career, and contributing in a big way here this year and tonight. Washenitz and Harris disconnect on the pass attempt, and so the Panthers now commit another turnover. That is their 4th of the game. They trail by 2, but if you're Lance White, have to be pleased with how things have gone so far against the top 15 team.
Of course, costly turnovers, that's kind of been the story all season for this Pitt team. You like to see them stay out of that category, and you had a big block there on the end of the court by Gabby Hutcherson. Obviously, not what you want to see on the offensive side for Pitt, but a 2-point game against the number 12 team in the nation. If I'm Lance White, I'm happy.
Soule takes the baseline opening. Now 8 to shoot for Virginia Tech, and a foul called, drawn by Elizabeth Kitley. So Kitley will head to the line. No, not in the bonus just yet for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, we saw the double team there. Marley stepped in to help, but reached in a little bit. But it's nice to see, like I said, all these Pitt players contributing to try and stop Elizabeth Kitley.
And Hutcherson has some fire in her on the swat of Elizabeth Kitley. The Panthers have really stepped up in the face of the 6'6" Kitley and are defending her well now in the second quarter.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Jason, Zayza goes out in foul trouble, like you mentioned. Gabby Hutcherson, with her height, has to come in and step up for this Pitt team, and she has. She plays with a little swagger to her, and I like to see it.
Putting the swagger on display against one of the best players in the country, but the Hokies respond with the bucket from Taylor Soule. So Kitley and Soule, one of the best 1-2 punches in the conference, leading the Hokies in scoring tonight. They've combined for 15 of the 23 for VT. Make that now 17 points for the Kitley-Soule combination on the night.
That's the difference there. Gabby Hutcherson on the other end of the court takes it full and just misses the layup, whereas Soule takes it on the other end and finishes. So you're talking about a couple buckets here, and it could be a tie game.
Margin at 6, Brown battling Soule, and Taylor Soule called for the foul. That will be just her first of the game.
Yeah, Taylor Soule, obviously the transfer from Boston College, came with her teammate, Clara Ford, making an impact on this team. One of 4,000-point scorers on the Virginia Tech roster, and she really makes a difference there. Obviously, Amber Brown taking it strong to the hoop, battling with her, but this 1-2 punch with Soule and Kitley, Coach Kenny Brooks got to be happy with how he did in the transfer portal.
Absolutely, and Soule was 3-time All-ACC at Boston College. Anytime you can bring in a player that's received all conference honors 3 times already and pair her with someone who just came off 3rd-team All-America honors, you set yourself up pretty well for a successful season, and that's proven to be true for Kenny Brooks.
Yeah, Kenny Brooks has gone to the transfer portal a lot in his time here at Virginia Tech, and with some wise transfers this year. Obviously, we just talked about the 2 Boston College transfers, but, this team is just Purdue, Maryland. We talked about Owusu. He's not afraid to travel even international to find some players.
That's absolutely right. And now Virginia Tech hits another 3 as you see the list of players that have transferred to Virginia Tech in recent years, and what stands out, all of those from high power conference programs, and that's what's going to help you in ACC basketball. Nice step through by Maliyah Johnson, and she converts to bring the margin to 5. You mentioned the international travel for Kenny Brooks. Went to Belarus, took an 8-hour flight on WOW Air. Said all they gave him was a water bottle, but it was all worth it to get Georgia Amoore to commit to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, you said the airline I don't think even exists anymore, so that should tell you a lot about it. But yeah, Kenny Brooks, obviously, Georgia Amoore from Australia. And it was a very unique recruiting process for her. He said did a lot of Zoom calls, really only saw her play twice, once in Belarus, close to Russia, and back in America twice. And so a lot of it was kind of up in the air. He had some long conversations with her, but he said once he got her here and he saw her work ethic, he was very happy with his decision.
Has an outstanding relationship with his point guard, Amoore, as well as Kitley. The Panthers respond once again. Maliyah Johnson getting hot here in the second quarter. 30-25 with 3.5 to go before halftime.
Yeah, Maliyah Johnson has really been a key player for this Pitt team this year, obviously in her sophomore season. Last year, didn't get, too much playing time, only averaging roughly 2 points a game, but this season averaging over 8 points a game and really making an impact.
Amoore with a pretty step back, beats the shot clock. And that's what you can find if you go to Belarus to recruit.
Exactly, and Georgia Amoore, big in those key moments. We saw that Louisville game. She played really well, or at least we thought so. And talking to Coach Brooks, he said he didn't think she had a great game, but then watching tape back, he had to apologize to her because she looked good and she had some key baskets there late in the game. We see there her finally finish.
Scoring on both ends in recent sequences here in the second. Still waiting for that media timeout. Our advertisers have to wait a little bit longer. We've got a great game on our hands. Georgia Amoore misses the three that time. And now we will head to a break. With 2:32 left in the first half, we've got a 5-point game in the ACC.
I'm a screen-addicted tween, and if I'm not posted on
social media,
I don't feel seen. Hey, Mom, look. Mom? Oh, my God, Mom, you gotta look at this.
Nope. Keeping my eyes on the road is paying off with drive-wise. Post about that.
Boring. Oh, say cheese.
No, thank you.
Unblock me.
Stop.
That was awesome. Hey, once you're at, I'll tag you. Get drive wires from Allstate and save 40% for avoiding mayhem, like me.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you. So you can do not taxes. Intuit TurboTax. 100% expert guaranteed.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets, all for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. BK, have it your way.
It's not like the good old days.
it's not like the good old days.
It's not like the good,
It's not like the good old days.
Stop parroting everything. Instead, drink a Red Bull and think for yourselves.
Since when do you dictate what we do?
Exactly. You're not the boss of us.
Power to the people!
Oh, well. Individuality often complicates things.
Red Bull gives you wings.
What's up, Einstein?
My network has gone kaput.
You tried to save a buck on it?
I got what I paid for. Not so smart.
Nah, you're still a genius, but there is a smarter way to save.
Oh.
Switch to Verizon. For a limited time, get Welcome Unlimited for just $25 a line.
$25?
And it's guaranteed for 3 years.
Brilliant!
Well, you would know.
I'm switching.
I think the bike's probably faster.
Now is the best time to switch to Verizon for just $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. The savings that last on the network you want. Verizon.
Mom. Let's go.
What have the last couple of weeks been like just getting to hang with your girl and watch some good hoops?
Oh, fantastic. I was a bit stressed last night, but I was thinking, oh, well, she just had a bad game before I left. I'll get over it. And then, bam, 2 minutes to go. And she's, hit some nice shots. So that was a huge relief, but having a fantastic time.
Well, luckily, the chance for Mom from our ACC network counterparts paid off. And Georgia's mom, who spent some time in Virginia with her daughter, got to catch a few Hokies games and made the trip from Australia to see Georgia play. And had a triple-double earlier this season. Really started to turn it on late in that game.
Yeah, Jason, obviously Georgia Amoore from Australia. Parents typically make the trip each holiday season, which is nice to see. Mom made the trip, got to see that go-ahead basket for her in the Louisville game. And you talked about that triple-double, one of only 2 ACC players to have a triple-double this season, the first triple-double in program history for Virginia Tech. Something that you may see maybe coming from Elizabeth Kitley, but Georgia Amoore showing that she can get some rebounds too, even at that 5'6" frame.
Amoore, another one who's been great her entire career, was on the ACC all-freshman team back in the 2021 season. So let's take a look back at what she did against the Cards a week ago.
Yeah, Georgia Amoore had a great game offensively and defensively, honestly, for this Virginia Tech team, taking the ball, 2 quick baskets at the end in the fourth quarter to seal the victory. A huge victory over a stealthy Louisville team led by Haley Van Lith.
Yeah, it's a Cardinal team Virginia Tech had struggled to beat in recent years, but they got the win over Louisville in Blacksburg a week ago. They enjoyed a whole week off and now back at it on the road, taking on a Pitt team that is not going away. They've been stingy and have now cut the lead to 2 just before the half.
Yeah, Jason coming up with a big shot there, and this team is just not afraid to shoot that 3 ball this year, and that's nice to see. They haven't been shooting as many as of late. We saw kind of a drop-off there, but it's definitely Lance White brought some 3-point shooters in this year, and we're seeing it make an impact.
He's also got some shot blockers. Panthers leading 6-0 in blocks right now, and they've just tied the game at 32 after making 5 of their last 6 from the floor.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, too, chalks up to this great. Now you see kind of more of it's a 2-3 defense, but you see those wing players in the bottom row pop up a little bit to help. Great help defense here by Pitt, and I think that's a huge reason. Obviously, Virginia Tech shooting only 38%, not making as many baskets as we would like, as, of course, they make one there, but this Pitt team playing a really good 2-3 defense.
Kitley silences a Panther crowd that was starting to get a little bit rowdy here in the Pete. Hokies regain the lead 34-32. Panthers, meanwhile, have not led tonight. Here's the pull-up from King, in and out, rebound Kitley, and that is her 6th of the night. Shot clock and game clock essentially synchronous right now, and Virginia Tech will try and hold for one final shot in the second quarter.
Even going to halftime with a 4-point margin would be impressive for this Pitt squad against the number 12 Virginia Tech, but I know they would love to hold it to 2 going into half, and it looks like they're going to do that.
Soule misfired on the 3. The Hokies finished the first half just 3 of 14 from beyond the arc, and as you said, Sarah, we've got a good one on our hands, and the Panthers are right in this ball game against the number 12 team.
Getting her out on the court to try and compete with this team, and you look at that block category and points in the paint still going towards Virginia Tech's way with Soule and Kitley.
And there's Gabby Hutcherson on the right. She leads all players in this game with 3 blocks. Panthers with 3 other players with 1 rejection apiece. So we open the third quarter with a really tight game on our hands here in the ACC. And right out of the gate to start the third, an airballed 3 there by Kayla King. King struggling from beyond the arc tonight, just 1 of 6 for the game. And the Panthers have struggled throughout the season in the third quarter. So they've been in a lot of tight games at the half, but this is the moment of truth, Sarah. Can they continue it over the next 10 minutes? Georgia Amoore puts the Hokies off to a good start with the scoop and score.
Yeah, this Pitt team, third quarter hasn't been their friend. Just second half in general, last 3 games, they've led at the half, but also lost those last 3 games by an average of 15 points. So interesting to see here if Pitt can keep that tempo up, keep strong on the defensive end, and make some shots offensively.
Maliyah King drove contact from Kitley, but not enough for a foul to be called. Virginia Tech with that 4-point lead. If the Panthers can continue what they were able to do for much of the first half, they'll find success here in the second and maybe stifle those third quarter problems that they've been having. But Virginia Tech, on the other hand, looking for an opportunity to increase their lead, and Georgia Amoore got them off to a great start.
Yeah, Georgia Amoore, a leader on this team, and just a shifty player, whether she's taking the ball to the hoop or coming up with steals as we saw there, critical to this offensive.
Amoore with the step back now, falling away, contact, and still drains the triple from the right wing. Virginia Tech with a 5-0 scoring advantage in the third quarter. They now lead the game by 7.
It's definitely a shot her mom would be proud of if she's watching in Australia.
Amoore now the third Hokie in double digits on the night. She's got 10 on 4 of 10 from the floor. Amber Brown and the Panthers respond, bring the margin to 5.
And that's a key thing here in this third quarter for this Pitt squad is, they've been going quiet offensively. Not obviously the team's outscoring them in the third quarter. If they can keep this going back and forth and keep this within, a 6-point margin, I think they have a chance in this game.
King answers on the other end with the mid-range J.
We just got done talking about at half how King's kind of had a quiet night, 2 points at half, but obviously 2 quick baskets there for her, and it looks like some aggressive underneath the hoop, but Kitley just too good.
That's an easy way to put it.
Yeah.
Teams trading baskets here now in the third. Offensive foul called on Leah King.
We look back at that bucket here by Georgia Amoore, the nice little step back 3-point. She's just on this team averaging 16.3 points per game in ACC contests. So this is kind of her bread and butter. This is when she steps up and is a leader on this team, averaging double figures in her last 5 games.
Again, a player that was a bit under the radar coming out of her time before Virginia Tech, and Kenny Brooks discovered her in Belarus and now leading the team in scoring tonight, tied actually with Elizabeth Kitley. They each have 13, have been such a tremendous tandem for Virginia Tech, and Kenny said he has an excellent relationship with his junior point guard.
Yeah, Coach Brooks talked about they finished each other's sentences. She's always going to him on the sideline. Even the last game, we talked about how he was unhappy with her play, but it turns out she played pretty well in that Louisville game. He said he was just kind of ignoring her on the sideline a little bit, wanting her to step up and recognize her mistakes. And that's the type of relationship they have. He trusts her to go out there and lead this squad.
Washington's short on the pull-up J. Virginia Tech stretched the lead to 8, and they move in transition. Soule puts the finishing touch on a great fast break.
Beautiful pass there by Taylor. She's been pretty quiet tonight as compared to previous games. Been getting a lot of playing time since Owosu went out, but there we see how much of an impact she can make, Purdue transfer.
And we talked about those third quarter struggles for Pitt. Now's the time to remind you they trailed by 2 at the half, now down 10. But Maliyah Johnson in the Panthers not going to go away. Johnson is the first Panther in double figures on the night.
Yeah, and you see that graphic there. Obviously, this Pitt squad in the last 3 games struggling in the second half, both offensively and defensively. But here it seems to be maybe they're turning the page in this third quarter with Johnson coming up with that big 3 there.
Yeah, how about Johnson had no points in the first quarter, and now over the span of the last 14 minutes, she has 12 points on 5 of 6 shooting from the field.
Yeah, I like the play of Maliyah Johnson. She's a very versatile player. She's a forward, 6'2", but can also pop up, as we've seen tonight, and make that 3-point shot. She just plays with a lot of energy and only a sophomore, so that's something definitely this Pitt squad and Lance White should look forward to for years to come.
Lots of young talent on this Pittsburgh team. Certainly a battle playing against an experienced Virginia Tech team that not only has a lot of experienced collegiate players, but ones that have played in the ACC a lot as well.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of polar opposites with these two teams in terms of height, experience, but, Pitt staying in this game, and you see there Amy fighting for a rebound, but just Taylor Soule too strong.
Soule has been fantastic on the offensive glass tonight, and because of her effort, gets Virginia Tech a second chance and will result in some Hokie free throws. Reminder, every Thursday at 10 Eastern, right after our women's basketball doubleheader. The Nothing But Net crew breaks down the night in the ACC with highlights and analysis of every women's game. Look ahead at the best games on the schedule in the coming week. Coverage you can only get one place here on the ACC network and the ESPN app. And the Pitt Panthers are hoping that they'll be talking on Nothing But Net about an upset over the number 12 team in the country. But down 9 right now, trying to get back in that rhythm that they found in the second quarter.
Yes, and we see some subs in here for Virginia Tech. Deasia Gregg's in the game and Kitley's on the bench. So this is a time where Pitt needs to capitalize because we know Kitley doesn't like sitting on the bench for long.
10 to shoot for Pitt. Strickland had a great first quarter, has been quiet since, and misses on the penetration. But a nice fight down low by Cynthia Azeza to haul in the offensive rebound and draw a foul on Deasia Gregg.
Love the confidence there by Strickland. You know, this is a freshman going up against an All-American guard in Owosu, and she just takes it strong, couldn't finish, but luckily Azeza's there to get the rebound.
So Gregg will take a seat. Deasia Gregg just picked up her third personal. Harris spinning in the lane. She goes in fearlessly at just 5'7" and draws the foul herself.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup there. Obviously, Harris not on the floor a ton tonight. Undersized guard, you know, Lance White choosing to go with the stronger, taller lineup. But Harris had the nice matchup there with Amoore, and she came out strong in it.
Harris had 4 against Clemson on Sunday, averaging just under 6 points a game in ACC play this season. And she's another one who, along with Amber Brown, really since her freshman year here at Pitt, didn't take her long to break out. Led the Panthers in points, assists, and steals. Good to make the ACC all-freshman team in her first year with Pitt back in 2019.
Yeah, and she's made a change. They've switched her this season from the point guard position to the 2-guard position, trying to take, Lance White wanted to take some of the pressure off her, give her more freedom to kind of take the ball to the hoop and not have to put it all on her shoulders. So it's nice to see her getting some different looks this season.
Hokies have made 5 of their last 7 from the floor. 6 on the shot clock, and what a shot off the glass there by Kiana Traylor. Draws the foul, gets the 2, and Virginia Tech up 9, 4:44 to go in the third.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets, all for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. BK, have it your way.
Once you meet with a TurboTax expert who will do your taxes for you, you're free to do not taxes. Show your eyes things that are not taxes. Show your brain things that are not taxes. See if not taxes makes you laugh or cry. Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you. Intuit TurboTax.
Hey, I get it. Commitment can be scary, but not when you're saving up to 15% with Subscribe and Save at Amazon. You get free repeat delivery on your favorite items. And if things don't work out, you can always cancel. Seriously, no one would judge you if you call it off. Okay.
Learn all the ways to save with Amazon.
I'm a screen-addicted tween, and if I'm not posting on
Social media?
I don't feel seen. Hey, Mom, look. Mom? Oh, my God, Mom, you gotta look at this.
Nope. Keeping my eyes on the road is paying off with DriveWise. Post about that.
Boring. Oh, say cheese.
No, thank you.
Unblock me.
Stop.
That was awesome. Hey, what's your ad? I'll tag you. Get DriveWise from Allstate. Save 40% for avoiding mayhem, like me.
92% of households that kick off the year with Peloton are still active a year later? Yeah, actively using it as a coat rack.
Congrats on 50 rides.
Okay, but it's still just a fad. Just an elitist fitness cult.
Come on, guys. I know this isn't easy, but we got this.
You'll give up eventually.
Seriously?
92%.
92% stick with it. So can you. Start a 30-day home trial today. Terms apply.
The big key for Pitt, can they sustain their early success late into the game? You see over the course of the last three, hung with their opponents throughout the first half, but falling apart in the third and fourth quarters. They're trying to avoid that tonight, but Sarah, Virginia Tech had 17 points in the first quarter, 17 in the second. They've already got 16 in the third, 4:45 to play in this third quarter, and the Hokies up by 9 after leading by just 2 at the break.
Yeah, definitely, a scary stat there. 17 points both in the first and second quarters, already at 16 here, 17. Oh, Traylor missed the and one there, but this Pitt team, I think a difference that we're seeing today versus previous Pitt games is that offensively they're keeping up with Virginia Tech. In these previous 3 games, that third quarter has been both offensive and defensively kind of falling apart for Pitt, whereas offensively, you see that great pass there by Maliyah Johnson for the and one to King. And that's exactly what we need to see for this Pitt team.
Panthers continue to respond. The Hokies, each time they seem to stretch the lead, Pitt not going away. A beautiful pass from Johnson to King.
Yeah, beautiful pass by Johnson, you said it. And King just having the awareness to see those players coming up to, cover Johnson and seeing her just sneak under there for the nice, hopefully, and one.
And it is a 3-point play completed for Liatu King. Had just 2 points in the first half, but has 5 points here in the third quarter. 6-point margin. Virginia Tech, as you see, made 6 of its last 8 from the field. They've gotten hot offensively here in the third. But Panthers force a turnover. Both teams battling for it. Ends up with Owusu. Cross-court pass, Traylor for 3, knocks it down in a big-time bucket for Traylor to bring the lead back to 9.
Yeah, tough there for Harris, scrappy player, almost had that ball there on the ground, but Virginia Tech, good job resetting, working the ball around to the complete opposite side of the court for an open 3 for Traylor.
And Sarah couldn't help but notice who came up with the loose ball, Ashley Owusu, who you said might be a little bit afraid with that former broken pinky to get into those loose ball situations, but she came up with it and ended up getting the assist over to Traylor.
Yeah, you see there, not wearing anything on that finger, just some tape, and seeing her first minutes tonight and, not being afraid to get in there, and that's what we expect to see from an All-American.
It is a tough Virginia Tech team. And a big-time play there from Ashley Owusu, the senior who entered the year on the Wooden Award watch list. Unfortunately, suffered that injury and missed some time, but a key piece to get back for Virginia Tech. Maliyah Johnson with a bit of a heat check from the top of the arc, and Virginia Tech regains possession, 3:15 to go, third quarter.
Interesting, too, here to see Traylor taking over the point guard position. We talked to Coach Kenny Brooks earlier, and obviously Georgia Amoore is the team's point guard, but when Amoore's on the bench, we see Traylor taking over it, but bringing the ball down the court, even with Amoore on the court.
Traylor tried to hit another from downtown, couldn't get it to go. Hayford quickly the other way, and she'll pull it out. Inside 3 minutes, third quarter, Harris. Physical attempt on the shot, didn't get a call. Traylor all the way to the bucket. She's really coming alive here in the third. Draws the foul and will head to the line.
Yeah, Traylor coming off a big game versus Louisville. Strong performance there. Quiet in the first half tonight, but we can just see her potential that she has.
Yeah, Traylor's got 7 points in 7 minutes of play in this third quarter after not scoring at all in the first half tonight. So, Sarah, this Virginia Tech team just with so many weapons, and as we discussed earlier, so many of them transfers from other big-time programs.
Right, and you said so many weapons. That's something that Kenny Brooks said that he didn't expect coming in. We asked him who's the most improved player, and he really didn't have an answer for us because he said everyone is everyone has improved. Everyone is performing better than we expected, and that's why we see a player like Taylor, who only started, I think, 11 of 33 games last year, and this season, obviously filling in for Owusu, but making a bigger impact. Someone that, was at a major Power 5 school even before her time here at Virginia Tech.
You see 5 players on the year averaging double figures, just so many different weapons. Any of them could go off and become the leading scorer any given night. So Virginia Tech now has its largest lead of the game at 11 points. It was a 2-point game at the half, and the Hokies really starting to turn things on here in the third. Leah King responds well.
Great job there by King, not only taking it strong, but having the presence to shoot that ball how she did, kind of getting a wide shot there, getting it high off the glass, trying to avoid the 6'6" frame of Elizabeth Kitley.
Owusu gets the bucket for Virginia Tech. Lead goes right back to 11. 23 points in the quarter for Virginia Tech. Only 4 from the Kitley-Soule combination, but Pittsburgh just keeps coming back strong. Amber Brown that time with the impressive take to the bucket.
Yeah, we talk about all game Taylor Soule's presence, a strong player in that paint, but Amber Brown kind of put her on the ground there and, taking it strong to the hoop.
Owusu with the ball fake and the drive, didn't get the roll. Really important 80 seconds to end this third quarter coming. King gets the offensive rebound for Pitt. Comes back out to their point guard, Washington, on the second chance. 13 on the timer. Washington using a screen from Brown. Owusu came with her. Kitley ends up with the steal. And now Amoore leading a break for the Hokies. Beautiful Euro step, but couldn't complete the finish. High-tempo basketball here at the Pitt.
That's the way Kenny Brooks likes to play. He likes that up-tempo basketball. We know that this Pitt squad likes the same thing. So
and that's what you and I like to watch.
Yeah, it makes for a great game.
Strickland for 3. Too strong, rebound, Kitley.
Good look there for Strickland. Didn't think she'd get that shot off. King was playing pretty close to her, but just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, Strickland scored the first 7 points of this game for Pitt, but has not scored since. 3-second difference between shot and game clock. Amoore careful with this Hokie possession. Finds Owusu off front rim. And a foul called. And it's going to go against Virginia Tech. So it's just 3.9 left on the clock in the third. Virginia Tech commits a foul 90 feet from the basket. That's going to give the Panthers free throws and a chance to maybe cut this to a 7-point game to end the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, considering how Pitt's third quarters have been going all season and playing against the number 12 team in the nation in Virginia Tech, if I'm Pitt, you capitalize here, I'm happy going into the fourth quarter.
And the energy has been up too. They may be down by 9 points, but the bench is into it. The players clearly have that feeling of, hey, we've got the number 12 team on the ropes here, and they've got a shot to pull off a big upset. So the officials now talking about the foul. I have a feeling maybe it's trying to figure out who the shooter could be. Again, the foul was on the rebound on the other end. So it went against Taylor Soule, who picked up her second. And we haven't heard what they're discussing, but we'll see maybe in the replay if we can tell what the conversation is here between Bruce Morris and Crystal Apollanis. We'll tell you more when we get back. 3.9 left in the third, 9-point game.
What's he doing?
He's cleaning the trash cans.
Oh boy. Meeting a new young homeowner for the first time is a unique challenge.
So you think you can help?
I can try. Hey, what you doing?
Just cleaning my trash cans.
Wow. It's important to build trust. See, you put your address and phone number on here.
Well, you can never be too safe.
With trash?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Don't look at the hedges, they're a mess.
No one's looking at the hedges.
Once you meet with a TurboTax expert who will do your taxes for you, you're free to do, not taxes. Show your eyes things that are not taxes. Show your brain things that are not taxes. See if not taxes makes you laugh or cry. Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you. Intuit TurboTax.
There's no way, Chowder.
Whoa!
Yo, you gotta be kidding me.
Downright amazing.
Unbelievable.
That is what you call a wicked shot. Rack 'em up, Chi-Town.
When you start with better ingredients, better pizza, you also get better papadillas. Better cheese sticks, better yummy this, and better tasty that. Get any two or more for just $6.99 each. That's Papa John's.
Was on my way to work. The car behind me hit me and it threw my body. Started getting calls from insurance companies. You can't deal with insurance companies because they're gonna try to settle with you for less. The Mayo Law offices is gonna do what they can to get you what you want and what you need. The Mayo Law is the best in the business. Their record shows it. Expect the best because they're gonna give you their best.
Call the Mayo Law offices. It won't cost you anything to see if we can help.
If you have a problem, call the Mayo Law.
You don't have to believe in free throw superstition for it to work, because after this many orders on NBA Game Day, your local wing joint believes enough for the both of you. Support your neighborhood and your team with every DoorDash order. Same order, same time, every game day, which means more tips for your Dasher, business for your corner store, and just maybe a superstitious boost for your team. Support your neighborhood and your team with every DoorDash order.
Virginia Tech with a 9-point lead here, but Pitt keeping it close. Keen on Kitley there, the nice extension there to get it over her 6'6" frame. And then you see Brown break Taylor Soule's ankles, taking it to the hoop, keeping her team in the game.
It's been impressive what Pitt has been able to do, hanging with the number 12 team in all of college basketball. And previous play mentioned going to break, the officials were having a conversation. They were looking at who the foul was committed on. So Amber Brown, they determined, is the appropriate foul shooter. And Brown stays perfect on the night from the line, 5 of 5.
You know, if I'm Lance White, I'm happy that the refs came to that decision to put Amber Brown to the line, a great free throw shooter.
And she makes 2 critical ones to end the quarter. Virginia Tech with just 3 ticks here. And Brown follows up 2 important free throws with some outstanding defense to end the quarter. 7-point game, 10 minutes to go. Stay with us.
It's got to be Olivia Miles from Notre Dame having that big triple-double earlier in the year. Obviously, Olivia Miles on the ACC Player of the Year watch list. So huge key player for Notre Dame, but it's nice to see one of those 2 players here tonight.
You sound suspicious. I think you took a peek at your notes before answering.
Maybe.
Well, that's neither here nor there. 57-50, Virginia Tech, Sarah wins trivia. And we've got a good game on our hands here at the P. Once again, Jason Earl, Sarah Maculin with you. 9:49 to go. Virginia Tech led by 2 at halftime. Hokies have led this game by as many as 11. Panthers have been around for the entire game, have yet to lead, but a big fourth quarter could lead to a huge upset win for Pitt if they can pull it off. Georgia Amoore has been hot today, but misses the 3 that time. She's taken more shots than anybody on Virginia Tech's team tonight. Strickland has struggled since a good first quarter. Margin stays at 7.
Yeah, it's nice to see last offensive sequence for Virginia Tech in this one here, them being patient with the ball. They have a 7-point lead, and they've been in this area before, and so it's nice to see them. We see another offensive rebound there by Taylor Soule, but take their time offensively, know they have a lead, and look for that key shot they want.
Harris takes a short pull-up that was halfway down before popping out of the cup. And a rebound to Owusu. And by the way, Taylor Soule and Elizabeth Kitley now officially both with double-doubles on the night. Great ball movement by the Hokies. Amoore had it knocked away, picked up by Brown.
Yeah, it was
numbers for the Panthers.
Yeah, a little triple team there on Georgia. Amoore kind of didn't stand a chance on that one, giving Pitt a turnover of their own, and to see if we can capitalize offensively.
Almost 2 minutes into the fourth and no points yet from either side. And Washington couldn't keep it in play. Out of bounds goes to the Hokies. Panthers with 10 turnovers now on the night, 6 for Virginia Tech.
It's kind of what we saw earlier towards the end of the first quarter into the second quarter, especially with the Hokies. They were quiet on the offensive basket for a little bit there, and it's kind of how this fourth quarter is trending.
Cynthia Ezeiza at 6'2", back in the game. Unfortunately, she's played 8 minutes and picked up 4 fouls in that time, so hasn't been able to stay on the court much tonight. But Lance White going to use her as much as he possibly can in the size that she brings in this final 8 minutes. Still no scoring in the fourth. Panthers trying to change that. Amber Brown backing down Soule. That's been a fun matchup to watch tonight. Ezeiza now with 8 to shoot. Turns on Kitley, and how about that finish from Ezeiza over one of the best players in the country?
Amazing basket there by Ezeiza. Nice look to get it into her, and she wasn't afraid. You know, you're talking about the reigning ACC Player of the Year, but Ezeiza did not back down there with a nice move on Kitley.
But the Hokies once again respond in the form of Kayana Traylor, who has started to come alive in this second half. She becomes the 4th Hokie in double figures for scoring on the night.
Yeah, and that's the struggle for this Virginia Tech team. For other teams against this Virginia Tech team is that, you know, you have 5 players averaging 10-plus points. You see how many are in double digits tonight. You know, it's a struggle to compete with that.
So Strickland drove baseline, but Cynthia Ezeiza with one of the most impressive shots we've seen in this game on either side.
Yeah, a nice little, used her arm a little bit, got away maybe with a little foul there on the wraparound, but then Kitley grabbed her jersey, so the refs, you know, called it even there, and nice basket for Pitt.
Hayford tried to find an inbound option and ultimately does go into the backcourt for Strickland, who got shoved a little bit, but nothing called. So here's Amy Hayford with 10 on the timer for Pitt. Strickland gonna have to get one off soon. In trouble. Johnson puts it up at the clock and gets it to drop. Maliyah Johnson leading all scorers in the contest with 14.
Yeah, Johnson just playing with confidence coming off that last game versus Clemson with 15 points. And she's playing out there like she's a senior and not a sophomore.
And how about the defensive play from Johnson as well? Draws the offensive foul, gives possession to Pitt.
Yeah, big basket there by Johnson. But key thing for me in that is the play of Strickland tonight. You know, obviously she had 7 points coming out quick in the first quarter, went kind of quiet, but she's playing with confidence. For a freshman that's playing on a senior guard, the matchup between her and Kayla Kane, she's really showing some confidence.
Strickland, a freshman, Johnson, a sophomore, a bright future for a lot of these Pitt Panthers playing in crunch time against a top 15 team in the country. Margin at just 5. Hayford working on Amoore. Brown on Soule, spins, puts it in! Panthers are within 3.
You see her here by Amber Brown, not afraid of Taylor Soule once again, taking it straight to her. And Taylor Soule has the size on her, but you just see Amber Brown with that little float away shot. Money, and here she goes for another 3-point opportunity.
Pitt has been resilient tonight, trailed by as much as 11 and battling back in the fourth. They've made their last 3 shots from the floor. Amber Brown stays perfect from the free throw line, and Taylor Soule now on the bench with 4 fouls.
And you mentioned it earlier, Jason, in the first half, but this energy that this Pitt squad is coming out with. You see the entire bench up on defense right now, standing up, cheering for their team. And, that's what's fueling Pitt in this second half.
Traylor thought about the three. Amoore took it and hit it. All night, the Hokies responding just when the fans in the Pitt start to get some hope and some excitement. Georgia Amoore says Georgia the whole day through for the Hokies.
Melbourne, you are amazing. The Kia Arena is rocking. If you love tennis, you're loving this.
The Australian Open continues through January 29th on ESPN. The story starts here.
Melbourne, you are amazing. Kia Arena is rocking. The American electrifies the locals. It's the miracle in Melbourne. Amazing. If you love tennis, you're loving this.
The Australian Open continues tonight when Coco Gauff takes the court. The story starts here.
Has this ever happened to you?
How was school?
Fine, whatever.
Oh no, not again! Eliminate that frustrating failure to communicate with Smell and Tell. One smell makes kids tell all the issues they face.
Mom, I need to talk to you.
Stop struggling and start communicating. Call now.
Okay, stop. Cut. Listen, there's no magic formula to connect with kids about the challenging issues they face, but help is available. Start at ChooseKindnessProject.com.
Allen, end zone, touchdown! Smashing the rim. Wilson hooking it up. Tatum step back three. Allen, end zone, touchdown! Austin to the right. And it's a touchdown. Smashing the rim. Hooking it up to Burns. Tatum step back three.
We got a 7-point game here in Pittsburgh, and then part of the reason why Pitt is still in this game against the number 12 squad is the play of Maliyah Johnson, getting it done, 12 points on the day, and just kind of all over the place. I talked earlier about her versatility. She can take it to the hoop, but she's also, for a forward, she can shoot that three ball, and that's what we've seen tonight.
Maliyah Johnson, 12 points on the night on 5 of 7 shooting in 28 minutes. Sarah, you mentioned it's a 7-point game. When we went to break, it was a 5-point game. That's because they did rule Maliyah Johnson's buzzer beater a shot clock violation, said the ball was still in her hand. So still with 12 points tonight, has had a good last couple of games, and thanks to Mark Resch for coming over and explaining the situation. So Johnson and the Panthers lose those 2 points, however, still in this game with plenty of time to go.
Of course, you said it there, Jason. Still in this game. It's really important for not only the players on this court, but the players on the bench for the Pitt squad. Keep that energy up, keep the tempo up, because they're still in this game.
And they keep trying to feed Johnson. Lost it for a moment, but got it back and tipped out of play last off Virginia Tech. So one more look at that shot from Johnson in slow-mo here, and you can see still in her hand, in that light on the opposite basket turns red at 0. So the Panthers lose those 2, and it's 62-55. Urgent possession here. Hayford falling away. Kitley grabs the rebound. Virginia Tech certainly in no hurry on the offensive side. Panthers zone defense has been effective tonight. Virginia Tech, 62 points. Here's Amoore. She's been great tonight. Too strong on that three-point attempt. Offensive rebound. Virginia Tech, their 13th of the game.
Yeah, that's been a killer for Pitt tonight. Those second chance points, allowing too many offensive rebounds for Virginia Tech to give them a second chance.
Nice bounce pass inside. Kitley turning away from the bucket, but it rimmed out.
Very rare to see that from Elizabeth Kitley, but that was a nice job there in that offensive sequence for Virginia Tech. As you see the charge there on the offensive side. But Virginia Tech, like I said, on that offensive side, taking their time, like you mentioned, Jason. No need to be in a rush. They have the lead with under 4 minutes left. Double team Kitley. We saw Georgia Amoore get that opportunity. Obviously couldn't convert, but they just looped it around the other side and saw the finish.
So Hutcherson commits the offensive foul for Pittsburgh, and she's had a tough night. No points, 0 of 5 from the field, and commits a crucial offensive foul there that gives the ball back to Virginia Tech.
Noticing too here, Pitt seeing obviously, almost under 3 minutes left to go here in this fourth quarter. Moving up that 2-3 zone a little bit. Guards moving up to beyond a three-point arc, putting some pressure on this Virginia Tech offense.
A little bit more urgency from Pitt. Still plenty of time to make a comeback in this game, but do need to apply a bit more defensive pressure, and that's what they've done. 3:36 on the clock. A game Virginia Tech led by 2 at the break. Now Pitt experiencing some offensive troubles here in the fourth. They haven't scored in over 2 minutes as they continue to try to chip into this deficit. Trailer, great defense. Maliyah Johnson picked it away, but Amoore gets it back, and Virginia Tech looking to capitalize. Travel called on Deasia Gregg. Will turn it over to Pitt.
Yeah, huge play there by Maliyah Johnson. That's what I said. For a forward, she plays like a guard with that 6'2" frame there, and Aziza coming up with a big travel there. Worried she might have got her 5th foul there and see her out of the game, but luckily she stays in this game.
Panthers patient on offense this possession. Strickland draws the foul. The 4th in the quarter to go against Virginia Tech. So one more will get Pittsburgh in the bonus, as we are now under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's a Pitt team that's improved their free throw shooting from last season. So I'd like to see them hopefully pick up some fouls and get to the free throw line and bring this game closer.
Washington with an athletic jumper off the window and in. Cuts it to 5.
Yeah, and you see that graphic. It's been a quiet fourth quarter there for both teams, really. Virginia Tech kind of slowing it down offensively, and Pitt just not being able to capitalize.
Not quite the same as that high-tempo third we saw.
No, yeah, completely different ball game.
The Hokies haven't scored in over 2.5 minutes. Kitley distributes to King. It's poked away by Washington, and Washington looks like she took a hand to the eye. And a timeout given to Kenny Brooks amidst all of that chaos just above the foul line. I think Panthers are questionable if Virginia Tech ever had possession of the basketball, but Mark Resch says the Hokies get the timeout off. And with 2:20 to go in the contest, we take a break. Stay with us.
I want to be quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I want to carry 80,000 fans to victory. Nothing major.
When you stay at a Vrbo, you always get the whole home. Not part of it, but the whole upstairs, the whole downstairs, the whole fridge, and the whole secret nap room. Because is it really a vacation home if you have to share the house with the host? Only with Vrbo.
5-point lead for Virginia Tech. Really frenetic sequence here on the last play, and Virginia Tech ultimately got a timeout out of this somewhere. But look at the contact. King and Marley Washington's kind of collided heads. I thought it might just be a poke in the eye, but really tough play there. And Washington's has stayed in this game, but Virginia Tech's Georgia Amoore continuing to light it up. And now we've got a whistle here from Bruce Morris. Maybe they're looking at whether this was a 2 or 3. So lots happening here at the Pitt as Virginia Tech.
Yeah, just a simple inbound play there when you have 6'6" frame, and Kitley puts the little screen on Johnson there, and Amoore showing that she's big when it counts in the final moments in this game.
I hope her mom's watching. So Crystal Appelland is going to come give us the word. Sarah's talking to her now. And what's the word, Sarah? They're taking an official review, and with 2:13 to go, we'll see what they're taking a look at here.
So it's definitely
looks like a 3.
I'm thinking maybe a shot clock violation there, because you see the clock went to 0, so maybe that's what they're looking at is Georgia Amoore. Did she get that shot clock off in time? They tried a quick play there. It was a crafty play there by Virginia Tech, but we see here, did she get that shot off in time?
Looks like it's off.
Yep, looks like it's off. You know, we saw a similar play just a little bit ago with Maliyah Johnson. Seeing Georgia Amoore there, though, looks like she got that ball off with 1 second left. And we get confirmation from our referee that the basket is good. So unfortunate for Pitt, but Georgia Amoore coming up in the clutch again for Virginia Tech.
And thanks to Crystal for coming over, giving us the word. We didn't quite hear her at first, but it became clear that they were looking at a shot clock. And so Virginia Tech now with an 8-point lead, 2:13 to go in the contest. Georgia Amoore has been the star. 19 points, one of many Hokies that can go off on any given night. It's been Amoore's night in Pittsburgh here tonight. We hit 2 minutes on the clock. Strickland with the spin, but couldn't complete on the drive. And Virginia Tech, with an 8-point advantage, will take their time on offense.
And I think it's important to note, obviously, 2 minutes left. Virginia Tech is up by 8, but this Pitt squad should be proud of themselves for how they've played tonight, offensively and defensively, really. Kitley with only 13 points. She's averaging 18 points on the season. That's a win for them. They've done a great job shutting her down, but unfortunately that's left Georgia Amoore open on the wing.
Leah King got an offensive rebound. She thought she got fouled. Maliyah Johnson did get fouled, and we'll head to the free throw line. So Sarah, as you noted, lots of time left. Panthers could mount a comeback here in the last minute 25 potentially, but regardless of the result tonight, you play against the number 12 team in the country, looking for that first ACC win, whether they get it or not. So much to be proud of with their performance this evening.
Of course, Lance White's been talking as of late about the positivity. Obviously 0-6 in ACC play, not what they have hoped, but trying to keep this team up, knowing that they have a lot of good ACC opponents to face coming up. And I think this is a great way to start the tail end of their season.
For Pitt, next on the slate, they take a road trip to Lance White's former school, Florida State. That'll be on Sunday, 2 o'clock. Then they've got North Carolina, Boston College, Duke. And with a 7-point lead for the Hokies. Timeout taken by the Panthers as we take a look back at the night for Georgia Amoore. 19 points for the junior point guard.
Yeah, she stepped it up last game in the second half versus Louisville. In this game, she's proving that she is the leader on this Virginia Tech squad with 19 points, shooting 5 for 11 from the three-point arc, and just making a difference for this squad, both at the point guard position carrying the ball, but you see they are just lethal from the three-point line tonight.
Amoore averaging 13.9 points on the season, 19 tonight, and averaging 5.6 assists on the year. Normally we see her as more of a pass-first point guard. Only 3 assists tonight, but as we talked about earlier, Virginia Tech gets passing contributions from Kayana Traylor as well, and just a team that works so well as a unit. So many players that are versatile and can do multiple things.
Right, and when we spoke to Coach Kenny Brooks earlier, he wants Georgia to take more shots. If anything, he thinks she passes too much. He's like, be selfish sometimes. Take those shots. And we see tonight with them double-teaming Kitley underneath, she's getting those opportunities and taking advantage of them.
She's been selfish, and it's paid off. 5 of 11, Georgia Amoore from three-point range. in the game. Panthers still with one more foul to commit before the Hokies get into the bonus. And two Panthers collide. Brown and Washenitz hit the hardwood. Really aggressive defense at this point now from Pitt. And there, the foul is called on Maliyah Johnson, and will send a 79% shooter to the line in Georgia Amoore.
You know, and if I'm Kenny Brooks, we talked about how Lance White feels about the game, the end result of this. If I'm Kenny Brooks, I'm happy with my team's resilience, but at the same time, you know, they got some big opponents coming up. They play Duke in 2 games, and that's going to be a big game for them to determine ACC standing. So if I'm Kenny Brooks, I'm happy with tonight, but I'd like to see my team play a little bit better.
But any road win in the ACC is one that you will happily take.
Exactly, you know, and you look at that Virginia Tech schedule coming up, like I said, in 2 games, that 13 Duke at 13 Duke. So to go to Duke and come out with a win would be huge for this Hokies team and solidify, like you said, Jason, coming on the air, that this is the best team in Virginia Tech's program history.
Virginia Tech and NC State on ESPN2, and we got word from Virginia Tech staff that both meetings between the Hokies and Wolfpack this year will be nationally televised on ESPN2, and very exciting for the growth of the women's game and sure to be an excellent battle. Speaking of the Wolfpack, Kenny Brooks told us another great story about former NC State player Elisa Kitley, and said he watched the 2 of them playing AAU together and said, I'd rather have Kitley.
Yeah, crazy to hear that Kayla Kitley and Elisa Cunane, who went number 17 overall last year in the WNBA draft, he chose Kitley. He's like, Cunane has blonde hair, Kitley brown hair. He's like, I want the brown-haired one.
That's
and
right.
His staff at the time was like, are you sure? And I'm sure they're eating their words now with reigning ACC Player of the Year.
Kitley with 13 tonight, 12 rebounds, expected to be a top 10 pick in the WNBA draft. Has her 11th double-double of the season here tonight. And Virginia Tech, with a 3-possession lead at this point, look to be well on their way to a second straight ACC win after taking down Louisville by 2 a week ago on Thursday.
Yeah, and we talked with Virginia Tech staff before this game about how key this game is for them. It's Thursday night, a lot of ACC basketball going on tonight, and a lot of the players that sit above Virginia Tech in the ACC standings aren't playing each other. So it'll be interesting to see if those teams lose. Virginia Tech might move up in the standings tonight.
And we'll find out, because later on the ACC network, it's the rivalry between number 13 Duke, who's 16-1 on the year, unbeaten in the ACC. They take on number 17 North Carolina. You won't want to miss any of that action on Tobacco Road tonight on ACC Network. And Sarah, you and I were talking about how it's great to see in college basketball now there's no one dominant team. Duke and North Carolina, both programs who in recent years on the women's side really have not made that much noise. But now 2 impressive seasons from Duke and Carolina. That's going to be a great matchup.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you have Deja Kelly, who, like Kitley, is in talks for ACC Player of the Year. Someone that Coach Brooks compared Georgia Amoore to, that she could be in those talks as well. But this ACC conference for women's basketball, just in general in college basketball, is always one you want to watch. Anything can happen in any given game. You see, obviously, Pitt, we talked about these last 3 games, not playing great. They're last place in the ACC, but keeping a 6-point margin with the Virginia Tech team, a number 12 team. It's pretty impressive.
Kara Lawson and Courtney Banghart have done tremendous jobs with those 2 programs, Duke and North Carolina, respectively. Blue Devils trying to hang on to their top spot in the ACC standings. Multiple teams knocking at the door. We got business to take care of here in Pittsburgh. 22.7 left. Hokies trying to secure the victory. Amoore going baseline. She's going to wait until the Panthers commit a foul. Distributes to Traylor, and ultimately Amoore, the 79% shooter, handed it off to Traylor, the 76% shooter. And Kayana, the senior from Martinsville, Indiana, will head to the line with 15.5 left.
You see Amoore there just take the game in her own hands, take that ball. Yes, she ended up handing it out to Traylor, but she got through that press, made it look easy, and I even saw a little chuckle on her face, clearly having fun out there, and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, she's thinking, you guys think I'm going to shoot this layup on the baseline here, but I'm going to wait till you foul me.
Smart player, unselfish player, like Kenny Brooks says.
Yep, and high IQ. So timeout taken by Lance White. Deficit is at 8, 15.5 remaining in the contest. Panthers have not led tonight, but they have tied the game on one occasion. Virginia Tech led by as many as 11 as we take a look at the upcoming list of games for the Panthers. Some tough ones on the road. North Carolina, obviously going to be a tough one here at home as well a week from today. But who are we kidding? Every game in the ACC is a tough one.
Of course, Jason, and hopefully Pitt, looking at this remaining schedule here, and some games on the tail end, hoping to pick up a couple wins in that ACC, 7-10 record. And that's the thing. A lot of these teams are middle of the pack, just below 500, but yet in the bottom half of the ACC. That's just how good this ACC conference is. And, hopefully with those remaining games, Pitt can get on the win column in the ACC.
Lance White not giving up hope that first ACC win could come tonight. He uses that timeout, trying to will his Panthers to a strong finish here. And we've talked about how much there is to be proud of Pitt tonight, whether they come out on top or not.
Yeah, with nice, probably Lance White drawing up some final play for this last possession here for Pitt, even though it's obviously a 8-point game and they're not going to come back in this one. The next game may be a 2-point game, and this is the final play of the game. So it's nice seeing him take it seriously and draft up a play for this team to hopefully get another basket before the game ends.
Yes, Amber Brown drew a foul. It's called on Georgia Amoore. So Amoore picks up her third with just 6 seconds to go. And at this point, just about over. And Virginia Tech will improve to 15-3 on the year, 5-3 in the ACC. Kenny Brooks improving what has already been a historic year for this Virginia Tech program. And they seem to be well on their way, Sarah, to a third straight NCAA tournament trip.
I'd say so, Jason. I mean, obviously last year and even, the previous year, making the NCAA tournament, something that this Hokies team has not done before Kenny Brooks was here. So last year did not end their season like they wanted to, but I think this Virginia Tech team can go far in the NCAA tournament.
7-point win for Virginia Tech, led by 21 from Georgia Amoore. Sarah Macklin, it's been a pleasure. You did outstanding in your on-air debut. For Sarah, producer Ryan Marzak, director Drew Brown, and the rest of our outstanding ACC Network crew, Jason Earl saying so long.